Welcome back. I have some good news, but it's not chess related. Half of my children got straight A's during the previous school year. We just got the report card. And by half of my children, I mean, I only have 2 children. The other one needs to do a little bit more buckling down. But I'm pretty proud of the one that got straight A's and just wanted to give a shout out to that child in case that child is watching my videos, which they sometimes do. And even though I only got a draw against the previous new bot on chess.com, I am going to play the next one, Blunder Woman, mainly because I like the character that it's apparently based on. It says Blunder Woman is the sworn protector of chess players. With her utility belt of gadgets, she's here to stop blunders once and for all. Oh, I thought Blunder Woman meant she was going to blunder, but it says she's here to stop blunders. So that doesn't bode well for me, but maybe she'll stop my blunders too. I'm going to let the computer choose the colors and click play. The English, really? I remember that E5 is a pretty good response to the English. Then they do that. I don't know what's next. I think can I just get this knight out? That's aiming for this pawn. Can I push that pawn forward? Probably not. I probably need to defend it or maybe get this knight out here. Let's just try that. Okay, they're going to fianchetto. I guess put this one over here. All right. We're gonna get some attacking going on immediately. Really not sure how to handle this position. Look at all the pieces that are getting attacked here. That's not good, is it? I guess I can just wait. I can just take that with this knight, can't I? And then if they take back, I've gained a pawn. I think. Oh, but now that pawn's undefended. Ooh. Here, I guess they can still take that pawn, but that just evens us up, and I'm going to castle now. And now I'm confident in playing D4. Is that what that is? D5, sorry. Let's do this and then play D5. No, they're going to play D5 now. Oh, they didn't. Okay, let's do D5. And then C6. I guess that's not really going anywhere, so I guess that's just preparing to castle. All I was watching out was to make sure that there wasn't a bishop lined up with this queen here, but as long as this knight is on f6, I'm not too worried about that. However, a lot of times I end up with a queen over here and then a bishop down there, and there's nothing I can do. So I'm trying to watch out for that too. I'm not sure what to do, but since they aren't lined up at h7, should I try to trade off these knights here and get rid of that irritating thing there? Or should I move the rook over first and then do that? Then do this. That way, okay. Let's take that, I guess, and then... Oh, no, there's a bishop guarding that pawn. Wow. I was about to go here and offer a queen trade. That would have been a poor decision. Well, as I said, I don't beat bots rated 1650. I was just playing this for fun because I like the character, I guess, but I don't know what to do about these. I guess I could just take this pawn, but then I get a bishop in there. I don't know. Okay. That is a bishop, but now the bishop's pinned, I guess. I don't want to move this one because then they'll get this pawn for free. How about I put this rook over first? Then I can move this bishop. Okay, they moved their queen. Still not... Oh, wait, they are lining up right here. Look at that. I almost missed it. Lining up right there. Let's see, I could push this pawn, and then they could take, and then I could take... Oh, no, I can't push that pawn because of this. Let's just go there then and see if they want to trade bishops. They wanted to undouble their pawns by trading bishops. I don't know if I should try to get the king out of that. It's not really a pin anymore because there's 2 pieces in the way, but I noticed earlier I couldn't push this pawn because of where their bishop was, and maybe I will need to push that pawn here in a minute. Maybe, I don't know. Or I could just go here and threaten their rook, but if I do that, then they come in here. It's not mate because I would move over... But then they would move their rook, and they would probably put it over here someplace where it would be important to me. So, not sure what I should do. Guess I could just take the bishop, but that undoubles their pawns. I shouldn't be too worried about that. They're a pawn ahead anyway. That pawn is defended by the queen, so I can't take it, but this pawn isn't defended by anything. So what if I were to move my bishop out, something like that, and then that pawn becomes undefended? Do they push that pawn then? And then I would take, and I think it would be okay. And if they put a rook on that, I can always move this pawn up. I think. Okay, now they've protected that pawn. Yeah, those two central pawns advancing down through there are kind of dangerous. I'm not sure what to do about it. That pawn's undefended. No, it's not. The queen's defending that pawn. Wow. Yeah, I have no idea. There's probably a good plan here, or maybe there's not. Maybe I'm already down enough that I can't do anything as long as the bot doesn't mess up. Those two pawns are significant on these open files. Now that one, the e-pawn, I will be able to possibly attack at some point, but the other one, no. And I don't know how I can get two pieces on this pawn. Wait, can I move the bishop this way and end up with two pieces on that pawn? No, because they'll just push it then. I don't know. Let's try it. If they push it, I'll take it. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what else to do. I could start advancing these. I have a slight majority here on the queen side, but I don't know what else I can do. That pawn is still defended. That pawn is... both the E and the D pawns are defended by my opponent, and it would be difficult for me to get two attackers on one of them. Like if I went to C7 with my queen to it, so I would have two pieces attacking their E pawn, well then they could just push the D pawn forward and it would be attacking my queen protected by the other one. And then the same thing, if I tried to stack up here, they can just push this one forward. I guess I could stack up the rook. Should I try that? Let's stack the rook. If they push this forward, then I can edge up one. Okay, I can edge up one. Now do they... Oh, I thought they were going to put the rook behind there. Okay, well, that pawn's undefended, but they're also aiming here. So I have to... I think I have to defend this F7 pawn. I thought they were going to push this for a second. But then I guess I could have gotten behind it. I mean, in front of it. Not sure what that does. Are they... Oh, they're trying to put the rook here, maybe? On B7? I don't know. Or they moved the queen here to defend this pawn so they could put the rook behind the other one? I don't know, but I'm going to protect my A pawn because it was defenseless. I have no idea what my opponent's... Oh, that's what they moved the queen for, is to get out of the way of the F pawn. And from here, I can't check. And you know what? Let's just trade off some stuff here. No, that... I've lost. Okay. As usual with any bots rated over 1500, when I lose, I have no idea why or how that I lost. I just know that I did. And, oh, that didn't help because the queen's guarding that square. Okay. Nothing I can do about that. So what I was saying is, usually I don't even know how I lost to these. When I lose to a lower rated bot, I know why, because I just hung a piece or forgot to defend against mate or something. But when I lose to these bots, I thought I was playing as well as I could on every move, and then suddenly I realize there's nothing left that I can do. And that appears to be the case here. Again, yeah, I have no clue as to what I should do. It looks like they're going to be able to advance this pawn, and there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do, I think, is give some checks. So I'm going to do that, and that didn't prevent the check, but I might as well, right? And then get behind this pawn, which they're now going to push forward. And I have to do something else, but I can't check here, so I'll push this. I assume they're going to move the queen now to protect this pawn move. No, they're not. Okay. Well, I still can't check there because of their queen. So, I mean, what can I do, right? They're just going to leave their queen sitting there? I thought they were going to move the queen someplace to be able to protect this pawn once they moved it. Like from here, maybe they could have come over, right? And then that would have protected the pawn where it is and where it's going. But instead they just continued to protect it where it is. But now they allowed me to check. So I'm going to check and check. And check, I guess, because I still can't take that pawn. Okay, I was wondering when it was going to go back there. I don't know what else I can do other than stay behind this pawn. But, oh, they can go there. Okay. I guess trying to drive my king out. Are they going to be able to fork me in just a second? If I go to h7, they can take this pawn with check. If I go to h6, they can check again here. Or take this pawn and prepare for some sort of mating sequence here. But what if I go to f8? If I go to f8, they could check me again, but then I can move out this way. But then they can come back where they are and check me. Then I can go back. So I'm not sure what that accomplishes exactly? Other than, oh, they'll probably advance this pawn. Well, let's find out. Oh, there it is. They forked my rook. All right. Why wouldn't it let me go there? The first time I tried to go there, it made a loud buzzing sound. Okay. Oh, I was hoping it would promote while I was up there, and that would have been a stalemate. But now I think... Oh, it's not a stalemate because I still have a legal move. There we go. All right. That took a long time. Shouldn't the bot have been able to beat me faster than that? I think it was just toying with me, which was a little frustrating. I'm going to save the game, and then I'm going to click game review. But yeah, it was... Sorry, the graph has changed. That graph looks a lot different than it used to, and it's confusing to me. It used to be on a dark background, and then the dark or light would deviate from the center line. But now there's just dark and light, and it looks like I had a lead early, but then quickly gave it away through a series of a bunch of mistakes. So we'll find out. I might not be able to figure out where I went wrong, but it does look like about here I was up -3 according to the game review because the bot blundered by going here. Well, I didn't know that was a blunder. Let's click the analysis board and find out that it wasn't -3, it was -1.4, 1.5, and I should have played bishop to d4. Okay, I see that. But that was the only move that maintained my advantage. That's the reason that this is a blunder, is that playing bishop to d4 forks their knight and their rook. And I would have won one of them, I guess. It says they would have saved the rook by going to f2, and then I would have won the bishop. Okay, I missed that fork completely, but that didn't lose me the game. I didn't see the fork, so it remained about even. And they played one of their better moves, which was d4. And I was supposed to go here, bishop to b6. Wouldn't they have then just pushed this pawn forward? It says they wouldn't. Well, most people that I play, if I push this forward, they would go. I guess that then I could have checked, and they would have had to block with their bishop, and I would have taken it. Okay. I can see bishop to b6 or d6. Oh, so if they took my bishop, then I would take their knight. Okay. Or queen to e7. Oh, so if they took the bishop, I would take the knight. Okay. Well, I get those. Instead, I went here, which was counted as inaccurate, but it still leaves us very close to even. The computer played an inaccuracy, but I had to play d6. Well, I didn't. I played d5. Still very close to even. Computer played a mistake. Take. Okay. Sorry, how was I supposed to know that was a good move? Because time after time in these openings, all the opening videos by grandmasters, or well, most of them I think are international masters, they're talking about exchanging center pawns for these not center pawns, and generally you want to not exchange them. But I guess in this case it didn't matter because they could take mine, which they ended up doing. Okay, see, I think I understand that, but I was thinking if they took mine, I could take back one of two different ways. So it didn't seem like a good idea to intentionally double my pawns and get rid of the center pawn. I mean, as you saw in the end, it didn't matter. My opponent ended up with two center pawns where I had none. But here I have an advantage if I take that. And I don't understand why. A slight advantage. It's not significant, but they would take back with the queen, and then I would play bishop to e6, which would, I guess, gain a tempo, forcing their queen to go back. But then what do I do with that tempo? Then all my pieces are developed, and I don't have any center pawns. So I think I still would have ended up in the same situation. But I didn't see that. I attempted to defend the pawn so that when they took, I would end up with the center pawn. Okay, that was a great move on the computer's part, I guess because it points here. But what I was seeing is that I had 3 pieces pointed there, and they only had 2. And I also saw that the E file was open from my end, a semi-open file, which is why I moved the rook over, thinking if I got behind here. And it says that was okay. Then the opponent castled, which is fine. And now I had to play bishop to d6, which is here. Oh, getting out of the way of the rook. Okay. And then if they took back there, eventually I would get that. But if I played bishop to d6, then my opponent would take that pawn, and I would take back, and then they would move this over. Interesting. I have no idea. Okay. Okay, that was a mistake. Still not a mistake that lost me the game, because we're between +1 and -1, and I'm not sure why it was so great, but that was a great move to take that pawn. I wasn't supposed to take back. Okay, I didn't. I was supposed to take the knight, and I did. Okay, good for me. And they took with the pawn as I expected. And then that was my best move. That was the computer's best move. Okay, now here I was supposed to play bishop to c5. Now, pointed at their king, I guess, through this pawn, like so. Okay. But I was also seeing that I couldn't move my light squared bishop as long as it was the only thing defending this pawn, which is currently under attack. It looked like they were going to be able to attack the b pawn pretty easily and pretty quickly, and I can't move the b pawn because my rook's behind it. So that's what gave me the idea to make this move now. But Stockfish says I need to play bishop to c5 or bishop to f8 or bishop to e6. Bishop to e6 would have allowed this immediately. Oh, and yeah, and it says if I did that, they would immediately take this, and then I would play rook to b8, and I would be fine. How would I be fine? If I played bishop to f8, then they would play queen to f3, which is what they ended up playing anyway, pointed here. And what if they did that? Then I would play bishop to e6. Oh, okay, which is what I ended up playing anyway. Okay. All right, so I did that, and that's a mistake because, wait, now the computer says they should play queen to b3. What? A second ago in the line, it says they were going to play queen to f3, which is what they did, and it's counted as inaccurate because now Stockfish doesn't want it. But we're still between +1 and -1. Bishop to e6 was my best move here. They were supposed to take it. That was actually a mistake for them to move that pawn forward. But I need to play bishop to c5 for unknown reasons, other than it vaguely points at the king through this pawn. Maybe that's because the f pawn turned out to be a problem later when they pushed it. But if I have my bishop over here, they can't push it. But then wouldn't they just trade? Since the computer was up a pawn at this point, the bot I mean. Or queen to d7, I guess helping protect the bishop and also kind of pointed at the f pawn. Or rook to c8, taking the open file, but giving up that pawn. Since they wouldn't take it, but I bet they would. A human opponent would, probably, because that's why it's there. But I see why they put this here was to undouble their pawns. And it was definitely a mistake on my part. It calls it a miss, but I don't think it's a miss. A miss is when I have an opportunity to take a piece or execute a tactic, usually a pretty high rating if I find the hanging piece or the tactic, and the miss brings it back down to what it was before. But here I don't have that situation, so I think this is just an inaccuracy because it takes us from plus 0.3 to about +1. The first time I think we got past +1. So I don't think it's either an inaccuracy or a mistake, but not a miss. That's not what miss normally means on this site. So that's confusing. Of course, they take back to undouble their pawns, but I didn't know what else to do there. I had no idea why I would want to play that or give up this pawn. So I took the bishop, we traded for it. Now I played bishop to c5. I think the idea was just getting out of the way of these, right? Is that what I said, that this pawn was undefended? Okay, that's why I played that, but the computer made a mistake here, taking us back near even. Oh, I didn't see b4 until a move later, bishop to d4. But that's what it says I should have played now. b6 is my second best move, but it counts as a mistake. I could have protected the bishop just by moving it up to d4. Then that's the bot's best move. I see bishop to d4 now, but I'm slowly, it's not a mistake, but I'm slowly giving advantage to Blunder Woman. That's one of the bot's best moves. I was going to say it's not my best move to take, but it's pretty close. Stockfish can't make up its mind whether I should go back to c5 or trade. I mean, that's really close. 1.88, 1.82, but I chose the slightly not as good one. Oh, and now the evaluation's creeping up toward +2. But you see, it says it was my best move. The game review thought it was my best move. The Stockfish analysis board thought it was my second best move, but very close. But at least it's plus 1.88. Of course, they take back. I should have played a5 first. I didn't play a5 till about 3 moves later. Nope, b5. Nope. Bot's changed computer has changed its mind again. Rook to f8, b5, or queen to d7. It's flipping its mind all around on that. Well, I did that, which turned out to not be good, because they could play d6 here, right? And they did. And I thought if they did that, I could scoot up one, but I should have scooted over one. But it's my second best move. Yeah, see, when the bot took the advantage here, it wasn't due to a blunder or a mistake. Most of the moves I was making were the second best move, and they were pretty close, but somehow it just slipped. But I think where the advantage slipped the most was between move 20 and 21 when I played b6, because it went from plus 1.2. Well, it said that was a mistake, but it's still 1 plus 3. And then after that, okay, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 6. Not even an accuracy. And they played their best move. And then when I took here, again, very close. Stockfish thinks it might actually be the best move to do this, but now we're at 1.9. Of course, they take 1.9, 2.5. Okay, it was this move then. Well, it doesn't matter. You saw I was at 1.9 before that move, and now I'm at 2.9. So the advantage just slipped away. I didn't actually blunder. It just slipped away. And that's what I was talking about, I think, during the game. When I lose to Martin or one of those bots or Nelson, It's because I hung my queen, or I hung a fairly elementary tactic, barely an intermediate tactic, and the bot takes advantage of it because it's meant to. But when I lose to the higher rated bots, it's always stuff like this. It's very fine positional, fine tuning. Here I played my best move. Then the bot played one of its best moves. I played one of my 2 best moves, but now we're at +5 almost, 4.9. This wasn't even among the bot's best moves, so we're back at +3. That's my best move, but we're still at now. That was my best move, but now it's 3.7 among the bot's best moves. Okay, I should have played G6 here. The next move was not counted as a mistake or a blunder, but we're at +3.5. And when I played that, it goes to +6. Okay, that should have been counted as at least a mistake, if not a blunder. +7? Yeah. +3.5 to +7. That should have been counted as at least a mistake. But I was already lost before that. And I don't know why, even after looking at the analysis board. This video's gone on too long, and mainly I just played the bot for fun because you never know what you might be able to learn. Unfortunately, by this point in the game, I don't need the analysis board. Even in the game here, I knew I was probably lost because of, that's a 5-pawn chain. That's connect 5. There's 2 center pawns that I can't stop. They're protecting everything. I'm in constant danger of having something snapped off here. I can't protect this B pawn. They can take it pretty easily. They can get the rook behind here and take that pretty easily, and then the next one falls very quickly as well. And then they're going to have an outside passed pawn here. They can trade at any time, and it benefits them every time. So at this point, I knew I was lost. I just didn't know why. That's why I ran through the analysis here, but I still don't know why. Possibly a waste of 30 minutes, but it won't be if one of you understands how and why I lost this game and tells me in a comment. I would be very grateful. And even if you don't, I'm grateful and appreciative that you spent your time here on my channel with me. If one of you beats this bot, let me know, and I'll see you next time.